You did that on purpose.
I did.
Welcome to Monday night to the Davis's kitchen. Who are you?
I'm chilly.
I'm still Nikki. It's like we're on a broken record repeat with that intro.
I know.
So
It's
welcome
okay,
to Rooted in Foods. We are cooking the books this year.
Yep.
And precisely we're cooking vintage books this year because we certainly have plenty of them in the
Where
house.
we can. Where we can.
Well, yeah.
This is not really vintage.
Well, but there's a reason, and I'll let you explain that. But so vintage, by definition, is anything older than 20 years. That would be us. Less than 100 years, also us. We're vintage.
Yeah. Woohoo.
And at the 100-year mark, things turn antique.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of where, yeah. Then there's this whole thing about retro, which we won't get into tonight. We'll wait until we have some of that era of cookbook that we're working with. Tonight's cookbook was published in 1989,
Okay.
but the recipes within are from the 1930s.
No. So
and
we're
I
almost
will-
both.
We are very nearly both.
Yeah.
But I will explain more about that as we get closer. However, in order for this to make sense, one of the recipes that we chose out of the book is a breaded chicken.
Chicken fingers.
So we're taking a twist on that to speed things up. We're using chicken tenderloins as opposed to the whole chicken, parts of the whole chicken.
Because we had that last night.
We did have that last night. So we're breading and frying as opposed to breading and baking.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that,
Are we air frying?
well, I think I'm going to skillet fry and air fry to
Skillet fry.
see what the difference is
Skillet fry.
or not. I'm
Skillet fry.
getting told no on that. When we get there, we'll let our audience help make that decision. But
The audience members, we want skillet fry.
chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
You'll have to explain why
So chicken
the
fingers.
drink not out of a vintage book.
Well, because I have a really good friend of mine who absolutely is a huge fan of chicken fingers. So much so that we make fun of him for it because that's all he'll eat when we're out dining and carousing and drinking. So when we go to a nice restaurant, we always got Ronnie Ron, and he gets his chicken fingers instead of sushi
Steak?
or steak or
Hey,
all he wants. He wants his chicken fingers. So
good.
hey, it's cheap.
He knows what he likes.
He knows what he likes. He's not about to experiment at a restaurant and come away disappointed. He just goes with the old standby and chicken fingers. So, without telling him what we were doing, that we were going to make fun of him.
We're not.
We're not making fun of him. We're paying homage to Ron. I asked him what his favorite cocktail was when he's eating chicken fingers, and he said a Kentucky Mule. So we're going to make a Kentucky Mule.
It was a good answer.
In honor of Ron. So to make a Kentucky Mule, you need bourbon. And he said his favorite bourbon was Woodford Reserve.
Imagine that. This might be why you're friends.
I was like, wow, imagine that. That's awesome. So we're using Woodford Reserve. We're going to use, and hopefully we'll have more left in this bottle than we had in the last bottle that we used.
Well, that's
Woodford
a
Reserve.
brand spanking new bottle, isn't it?
Yeah, so was the last one. Was almost, it maybe had that much out of it.
No, it wasn't that. It
yeah.
wasn't. Was it?
Yeah, we consumed quite a bit of bourbon.
There's
There's 25 shots
right
in here. We had 22 of them.
Oh, I think part of the we had more than the other part of the we, however.
I believe you are correct that one half of the we in this relationship.
So back up. How many ounces did you put in each
2 ounces.
meal glass?
2 ounces in each glass.
Of
2
bourbon.
Ounces of bourbon. And I used Woodford last time because it was the fullest bottle of bourbon I had without getting real expensive.
Having to mix up.
Without getting real expensive.
Lime juice, how much?
Half an ounce of lime juice in each mule.
Mules are like my favorite drink.
They are really good. And then we're using Q ginger ale. It is a flavored ginger ale that is sweetened with agave nectar. So if this is not sweet enough for you, straight out of the can, grab you
A little
some
bit.
agave nectar, and you'll be right in line. Or you can grab simple syrup, or you can use sweetened lime juice, because we're not fresh squeezing anything anyway, even though the recipes call for it. There we go. There is our cocktail. And I don't know where my cocktail spoon is,
Yeah, just grab a spoon.
so I'm just grabbing a teaspoon.
Ooh, I'm in my own light here.
Oh my Lord. She's in her own light,
Well, I
folks.
don't have any clear
And then-
glasses.
We're going to garnish with a sprig of mint.
Throw that puppy in there.
There we go.
Perfect.
There is our ode to Ron. To Ronnie G. Grab your mug and show it off.
Cheers. I will as soon as I take a drink. I don't want to get mint up my nose, though.
That's where mint belongs, is near your nose, so you can smell it.
I know, but
Oh, that is so
that
good.
is so good. So,
This is perfectly sweet, perfectly everything.
well, and this I really like because it's super carbonated. So
It's super carbonated. It's got some peppery spices in it. It's got some cardamom.
it's a really good brand.
It's a really good brand.
And they do ginger ale, ginger beer,
Yep.
tonic water,
Mhm.
and I think one other mixer like along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I like Gosling's too, but
Yeah, but Schnucks doesn't carry it. So if you're local, Schnucks carries the Q brand,
yeah, and it's good.
and it's
It's worth
pretty.
it.
Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive.
And
Yeah.
it is one of those brands that is highly
I don't know.
rated.
Yeah.
There's a
So
owl.
if you know me at all, you know I'm an owl fan.
Mhm.
So I have a mule glass that's in the shape of an owl.
In and out.
Hey, Jennifer.
So we've got some people watching. So we made
Kentucky mules with Woodford.
2 ounces of Woodford, ½ ounce freshly squeezed real lime juice, and then ginger beer.
Beer.
That's it. It's real simple, real easy,
And they're so good.
real refreshing.
Mm.
It is good. It
Mhm.
is delicious.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And we'll try not to do 22 ounces of bourbon tonight.
No, we will not. We're gonna convect bake.
We're going to try. Hi, Grandma.
Hey, Mama. All right. So the cookbook that we're using.
Tonight's cookbook.
Set my glasses down. You can actually still buy on Amazon or wherever on whatever online
Barnes
book.
and Noble.
Probably online. You won't find it probably
Borders
in the store, but
bookstore. B. Dalton's.
definitely in the online sphere they still sell it. So
Your favorite.
the big A. So Depression
Kelly.
era recipes. Hey, Cal. Published in 1989, the author did quite a bit of research. Thank you. On the era, collected recipes. There are recipes from all across the U.S. in there, although they're not identified as that. But if you kind of read through them, you'll know where recipes came from. Somewhat all walks of life from the Depression era, and so we're 1930s.
Mhm.
The recipes I've picked, we're gonna go out of order because we're gonna fry the chicken last. So it's nice and crispy and not sitting around waiting on everything else. So we'll talk about that recipe a little bit later. I'm going to start with a recipe of candied sweet potatoes.
Mhm.
And I set my glasses down. I can't see. This
Here's
is
your
what
specs.
being vintage does to you.
Here's your specs.
Thank you. I don't have the right apron on to stick them down in my apron.
I'm ready.
So I hope, I probably just looked like my mother in that moment.
That's okay.
She's laughing at me. I can feel it from 3 blocks away. Partially cooked sweet potatoes is what I'm starting with. Butter. This recipe calls for brown sugar or maple syrup.
Brown sugar.
No,
Okay.
neither.
Neither?
Neither, because in the 1930s here,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have had either.
Did we have raw organic agave nectar?
We definitely did not have raw organic agave nectar.
Damn them.
What we did have, however, is sorghum molasses.
Oh.
And did you have this growing up?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Papa?
Yeah.
Every farm, for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, in the region had their own little plot of sorghum cane.
Yeah.
And
it was good. Dude.
yeah, made their own.
Delicious
So it
stuff.
was prevalent, very.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to use.
Well, let's use it.
I'm getting the crackers out of the way.
Okay.
I need a bigger kitchen, Chili Bean.
Well, when do we retire?
It's
first on the list.
Totally
Bigger
neglected to get out the Pyrex, however. So here, hold. Commercial break. Need a dish.
Yep. Need a dish. Take a drink of your cocktail if you're following along.
We're gonna get out the 1970s Pyrex for the 1930s recipe. Thank you.
I'll put these back.
So I have the oven heating to 400. I am using the convection mode just so it goes a little bit faster. I do need the sweet potatoes. Can I have your taters?
Got my taters.
Thank you.
Be
I like
kind.
the taters.
Be kind.
Be kind to the taters.
Be kind to the taters. Need another camera angle over there?
Yep.
All right. Oh, there you go, folks.
So I cook these in the microwave for 5 minutes. So they are not totally done by any stretch. They are, however, done enough that I can get the peel off of them. Yep. Easier with a vegetable peeler, which I will unearth here. So when you cook sweet potatoes in the microwave all the way done, a knife will be the easiest thing to get the peel off. Not quite done.
When you par bake them in the microwave.
Par cook them. Vegetable peeler might be a little bit easier. So tell us what you're having for dinner. Or drinking for dinner, as the case may be. I know Jennifer made some really good soup over the weekend. For the dad.
When did she have time to do that?
I have no idea. We kept her pretty busy eating out. So while I'm doing this, Chili, I'll let you help me.
Yep.
Move this along a little faster.
All right.
So we're going to melt about half a stick of butter.
Oh, and some sorghum?
With some sorghum.
How much sorghum?
We want roughly 1/4 cup.
You might have to measure. I'll stir.
That's fine. So anytime you have something sticky, let's do half a cup. What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? Why not?
Are they still over here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Spray your, that's the fan blowing. Got the fan going because I knew I was going to have the oven going. Spray your measuring cup with some cooking spray. And when you pour...
What am I stirring with?
Just a wooden spoon would be fine.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we'll go about 1/3 cup because this is super sweet. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but when you pour that out, because you've sprayed it with cooking spray, it will all come out. You won't have any sticky left. Same thing with honey. Molasses, same thing.
That is molasses.
Well, sorghum molasses, yes, but like blackstrap molasses. So do you know the difference? Yeah, that's pretty clear. Do you know the difference?
Nope. Blackstrap is what they make rum out of? And sorghum is not.
I mean, if you're talking rum, you're right on the money there.
Well, what else do I know? Come on now.
All right, we're going to set that one aside for a minute. So sorghum is from the sorghum plant.
Jen says they had sorghum in the house, and she's drinking ice water.
Have sorghum in the house now, or
do you have it, or used to have it? Oh, she may have been talking about the plant sorghum.
Well, no, and Jen, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, this one's going to be a little bit more stubborn because
I turned the heat down. You had it on high.
Yeah. All right. This one's more stubborn, so we're going to take the knife to it. And if you lose part of the potato, don't freak out about it. Life goes on. I'm going to cut the end off to make that a little bit easier to get to. Yeah, see how that's kind of peeling off a little bit. When it's to that point, the vegetable peeler, all it does is get stuck. So anyway, molasses blackstrap is sugar cane, processed in the same way to get the molasses, but the sorghum is its own plant.
Oh. See, I told you. Rum.
And yeah, and my grandpa used to mix it with peanut butter.
What, sorghum? Or...
Yeah. And then later use maple syrup when we had it.
Mm-hmm.
But maple syrup was just not something we had locally in the 30s. Got a bunch of little eyes on this one that I'm cutting out as I go here. Okay, so 2 decently sized potatoes.
Grandma's having spaghetti. Oh, she says she used to when she was growing up. Not anymore. Didn't have the plants. The plants or the molasses? Which one?
Uh-oh. Sugar? Sugar got herself a
Eye of sweet potato.
sweet potato. Uh-huh.
Eh,
All right, if that's all melted together, it's probably
it is.
fine.
It's starting to little bubble a little bit. We don't want it to.
We don't want it to turn into candy.
Yep, we don't want the candy caramelize.
So I had to clean off the cutting board. One of the things you guys will notice me doing a lot is rinsing and cleaning as I go.
Mm-hmm. Makes cleanup a hell of a lot easier
It
later.
does, yeah. So you don't need like 14 cutting boards. Just rinse it off and keep going, especially with vegetables.
Yep.
All right, we're going to cut these to, I'd say about 1/2 inch thick.
Man,
and they're
we
pretty.
should have bought more than 4 cans of ginger beer. I'm telling you right now, because we're not going to come anywhere close to 22 ounces
Well,
of.
I've got one little.
I may have to make a ginger.
There might be some goslings up there. I don't know. All right, so we have these cute little rounds, and we're going to lay them in our 1970s Pyrex baking dish. We decided since we're doing vintage recipes on the show, we might as well use vintage cookware to do it in.
Well, that knife is definitely not vintage.
So cooking these ahead of time in the microwave takes a few minutes and will shorten the bake time considerably.
That's not ginger.
The recipe actually calls for boiling them, which, oof, that would be an utter nightmare, I think. And then slicing them. All right. Bring the dish over here so you guys can see what I'm doing.
You're stacking them pretty, like.
Well, I'm kind of stacking them. You don't really want to layer them, but we might have to squeeze them all in here.
Yeah, well, the big chunks. We might have to have a little bit of. It'll be okay. Or we just don't put them all in there.
Meh.
All right.
We'll just fill the gaps.
That sounds good.
Because when it's baked, nobody cares.
That's true.
Don't waste anything. It's the Great Depression.
No, we're not wasting.
Come on. We're going to eat that one, though.
Okay. You got a dog over there staring.
She's already had like 2 tablespoons of sweet potato.
What? Means that she'll
All right.
cook really well.
Well, something I'm going to do that's extra is salt this, because that salt will help
That's a little warm.
balance the sweetness of that sorghum. It is super sweet. Like more so than maple syrup.
For me to pour?
Yep. Chili is going to pour. Just cover it. Watch out, Shiggy. Super easy, super simple. Things that would have been available in our area. We were heavily ag based. This would have been available in the right time of year on everybody's farm. Do I need to?
Oh, we just barely had enough.
It's okay.
Ta-da.
So we'll kind of move it around. Now, in the oven, because this is sorghum, it will, you will get kind of a like roasted marshmallow smell.
Mhm.
So I'm going to hit it with some tin foil so it doesn't burn.
Ooh.
And it will get kind of syrupy and bubbly.
Oh. To eat, Jen had chicken, asparagus, and baked potato.
All right. Recipe for this says 30 to 40 minutes, but on convection, this is actually half of the recipe. Adapted, partially cooked sweet potatoes on convection. Let's start at 20 minutes.
20 minutes. I can set the timer.
Yep.
Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes. She says she's got it.
Okay. She's good
She's
to go.
on top of it.
So our next recipe that we're going to slightly adapt, Chili Bean is not going to eat, but I want some, so we're going to have them,
All right.
are baked tomatoes.
Oh, yep.
Um,
That just means an extra Kentucky Mule for me.
Probably.
I'll eat more chicken tenders, Ronnie Ron.
There you go. Tomato sliced in half, and probably all of us have had that sliced in half with tuna salad or cottage cheese or something at lunchtime real fast.
Not all of us.
Well, not you, but those of us who like tomatoes.
There you go.
These are sliced in half. We're going to kind of pull the insides out so we have crevices in the tomato. We're going to stuff them with butter, garlic. I'm going to use a little bit of onion powder or maybe some onion seasoning that I've got.
Mhm.
And some Cracker-Crumbs, because tonight is all about being crummy. I'm going to use chicken and biscuits
Nope.
for this particular recipe.
She's using
If
chicken and a biscuit.
If you've never had one,
They're delicious.
you need one.
Yeah.
I cored
We
my
have the
tomato
family
and
size.
probably shouldn't have. Oh well. We might not do halves here. I'm so used to coring tomatoes that I just didn't even think about it.
There you go. There's your chicken and a biscuit. Mine is a handful for.
Yeah.
for
So,
help.
goodness. We'll probably just stick this. I was going to use the air fryer, but okay. Towel. Oh, please. All right. For one tomato, we won't need a lot. If you were doing, we might need, I don't know, 1/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs total. Maybe 1/3 of a cup. So we're going to eyeball it here with probably 25 crackers. Would you like the crackers back? Okay. To that, I'm going to add some parsley because I have some I need to use up. I'm running out of room. But before I do that, in a skillet, I'm going to put about roughly a tablespoon of butter.
Mhm.
You could use olive oil. You could use,
Maybe turn that on low.
yeah, margarine, whatever. But you need something to get the breadcrumbs soaked up here.
All right, she's on low.
Thank you. All right, quite a bit of parsley. Yeah, we'll use some dill too. We like dill.
You use whatever you want. It's going on tomatoes.
Yeah, because you're not eating it.
Yep.
All right, I'll find some other reason to use this tomorrow, like potato chip dip.
Yep. Perfectly fine.
Okay. Gonna be noisy. Yeah, good enough. Okay. We might have some extras here. And
that looks tasty.
it will be tasty.
Oh, you want me to do that?
Yeah, if you want to. Thank you.
Yeah, I can take care
To
of that.
that little bit of butter, you can switch the camera to if you want.
I can't do that in this.
I can do that. We're going to add as much or as little garlic as you want. You like garlic, so we're adding probably a couple cloves for
Well,
a couple of cloves worth.
that's not good.
Oh, did we freeze?
Yep. Let me see what I can do to. Let me see what I can do to fix that.
So holler at us if we're still frozen.
Oh no, we're fine up now.
Oh.
I'm just working on.
Garlic, 3 onion. Hello from Paper Chef. Sorry. What happened?
It's still got the pan on the other side.
Oh, I can't see what I'm doing.
Exactly. So you may have to move your phone over.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to do these a little bit finer here. They're not very noisy. Oh, for crying out loud. That's not going to work. I already took the middle out. All right. We're going to move that all the way. A lot of moving around tonight. If you need more fat, just add more to it. I'm going to throw some olive oil in here too. And this is way more than I need, so we'll save it for something else too. Really all we're doing here is getting the breadcrumbs kind of toasty, or the cracker crumbs rather, kind of toasty. And soak up some of that butter and olive oil. What are they able to see?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to just take off the top third of this. I'll eat that. We'll grab a spoon.
That was me, actually. They were seeing
Okay.
there for a second.
With the spoon, I'm just going to go in and pull the seeds out. I'm going to do that over my trash bowl real fast. Did it just freeze?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Just that camera. It's that because we use a longer cable than.
Well, we might have to adjust with a longer cabled webcam. All right, I still have some pieces here. I'm going to use the knife to cut out. I'm being kind of contrary. That, and I want plenty of room for the breadcrumbs to fit down in.
Oh, there's the breadcrumbs.
Oh, thank you. You can probably turn them off. All right, I'm going to start my air fryer. I'm going to throw this in the air fryer because it'll cook faster.
These are delicious looking.
Yes, they are. And
delicious looking cracker chicken and a biscuit.
This is going to be delicious. The chicken and biscuit, if you've never had those, they're like super salty. I'm going to use a scoop. Make this easier on myself. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Ideally, you would want these to cool down a bit, but we're not going to take that kind of time. And we're kind of cramming the breadcrumbs down in there. Whew. Use your fingers.
Just stuff them down.
Now, if you wanted to top these with cheese, wouldn't exactly be true to Depression era food, but be my guest. Because how yummy would that be?
That'd be good.
And a little bit of a olive oil.
Spritz of olive oil. Would they have had that in the Depression era? No.
Not even remotely. You'd be using butter right off the farm.
That's right.
But we're adapting. My spritzer's not cooperating. All right.
It was having issues yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Into the air fryer. This is going. Whee! Try not to lose too many cracker crumbs.
What are we doing with the rest of this?
Something. I'll figure that out later.
Okay.
Probably chicken. Probably chicken.
Uh-oh. You put dill and no.
Okay, not for chicken.
Not for my
I'll
chicken.
mix it up with roasted tomatoes tomorrow. So really good question. What do we do with the leftover cracker crumbs? I had about half left. I've got some grape tomatoes over here that I can throw in the oven with that and mix it all up. Would be good.
Jen thinks that the tomatoes are going to be good.
I think the tomatoes going to be
For
delicious.
someone who likes tomatoes, yes, those are going to be really good. 'Cause
This
chicken and a biscuit makes everything better.
right. This we're just going to eat when we get there.
Well, let's make some tenderloins.
Going to. All right, getting everything out of the way here. Must clean up to do the tenderloin part. All right. So we are dredging.
Mm-hmm.
I need a couple eggs.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Here's our chicken tender.
Now, here's my question. Do you want chicken biscuit or do you want Ritz?
We want a mix of both.
You want a mix of both, but
Yep.
no dill.
No.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing that you only have 2 eggs left.
Oh, well, I have more eggs downstairs.
Oh.
So
Yeah, but-
speaking of using things fresh from the farm.
Yeah, but
All right, so we're going to do the entire pack of chicken tenderloins.
yes, we
So
are.
I'm using an entire pack of Ritz.
Yep.
Did you put some oil from that mason jar?
Good job, dog.
Reusing oil from a previous
Episode.
fry session
How much?
until it covers the bottom and up about half an inch. Now, if you've got stale bread, stale crackers, anything like that floating around, that would be ideal for this.
Like that much or just the rest of
That's plenty. Well, that's plenty. And go ahead and turn it on low. Chicken and biscuit.
it? You'll notice that I did that without heat on.
Very true. Very smart.
Very smart, because that is flammable stuff. And we don't want flambe.
All right, we're going to let this pulse for quite a while so we make sure we get everything broken up real well. Or run for quite a while, not pulse. And while that's working, I'm going to get the chicken tenders out.
So do we need to set a timer for the tomato?
No, I've got it set for 6 minutes at 400.
Just thought I'd ask.
No, all good.
We don't want you to get hypnotized by the spinning things. So we're going to make another Kentucky Mule.
Right. I was trying to get the chicken tenders out while it's running.
I would say that those are done.
I'm sure they are. You can turn them off. I kind of got stuck over here with the container that's not wanting to.
Oh, it went off. Right as that went over there.
Oh, yeah, that one turns off on its own if you don't get to
So we've
it.
got 2 ounces of bourbon. Half ounce of lime juice, sorry. Lime juice.
Washed my hands.
Top with ginger beer.
Those are perfect cracker crumbs.
And I still have my sprig of mint in here from before.
You know what else I didn't have during the Depression?
Mint.
Food. No, we had mint.
Okay,
We didn't have food processors.
no, definitely not.
We did, however, have choppers.
Yeah.
Not like the fancy kind like I use, but very
Oh,
similar.
let's get you back over there so they can see what you're doing. There we go.
All right, so there's, now, depending on what crackers you use, saltines would have been common for this, so lots of salt in it already, but chicken biscuits are...
Hey, if we're in the Depression era, by God, we're putting on the Ritz.
Here's the deal, right? Ritz were first packaged in 1934, so we're still within the correct era.
Okay.
I was hoping I had some scissors down here. I need my eggs, baby doll.
I'm bringing them.
So we're going to crack our farm eggs into this. I hope you guys can see all three of these without...
Yeah. You should be able to, unless they're soused and you can only see out one eye.
Come on.
Well, they're small little eggs. So
Well, they're little guys, yeah. Would you put like a tablespoon of water in that pan for me?
What?
In the eggs. I need water in the eggs.
I was like, in what pan? I'm not putting water in with it.
Would you hand me a whisk, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Hopefully that'll be enough eggs for those. We might have to run down and get more eggs.
Yeah, if we need more, I'll go get more.
All right, we're going to whisk that up really well. Try not to get it all over everything. Move those out of the way. All right, chicken tenderloins. If you get some that have this white piece of connective tissue there,
cut it off.
Cut it off.
Get some snippers and snip away.
Like that right there. Looks like probably all of these have it. My scissors are not very sharp. Because that really won't cook. That really won't melt down like a little bit of fat would. And the tenderloin is just part of the chicken breast, which is why Chili Bean loves them so much.
We do. Without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm going to check the rest of these before I get too far here.
I can see it on the one closest to you.
Yeah, you too. My scissors aren't very sharp.
Sorry.
That's okay. And no, I'm not wearing gloves. I don't care. I'll wash my hands when the time comes. That one's okay. Yeah, it's probably okay. Ooh, that had a big one. Here's a little bit right here. That's quite a bit. Oh, that actually still has a bone in it.
A bone?
Yeah.
Snip it out.
I did. All right, last little bit.
We don't need to be choking on any bones.
Okay, before I get my hands grubby, I'm going to check my tomato.
Looks like we're going to get you a
pair of gloves. Tomato's very done, like probably a little over. No, I don't want gloves. Okay. I got one right there.
We're at 2 minutes.
Okay, shoot. I need the scissors back. I missed one. Yeah, I know I'm being persnickety, but I really don't like that still attached because it's just kind of ucky.
Doesn't chew well.
It doesn't. All right. So keep a wet hand, keep a dry hand.
And keep a full hand.
Looks like we'll have plenty of egg here. So I was talking about stale crackers, stale breadcrumbs a while ago. I didn't season these because those chicken and biscuit crackers are like super herby and salty. So you don't really need a lot.
And Ritz crackers are Ritz crackers.
But if you had, you know, a saltine or something with a little bit less punch to it, then you might want to. All right, wet hand, dry hand. So cracker crumbs. You can do this with potato chips too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Like Doritos make a really good chicken crust.
So does Fritos.
Yeah. I would not suggest Cheetos because they turn to powder.
Yeah.
You need something that's got some substance to it. And we have probably a lot more crumb than we needed, but
that's okay.
Life goes on.
It was cheap.
Notice I'm not putting them in the fryer one at a time as I go. I'm going to bread all of them.
And mass fry.
And fry at the same time because you want things to cook
at the same time.
The same time. Yeah, I checked on my tomato. The whole bottom fell out of it.
Uh-oh. Alexa, cancel.
So it's going to be super gushy and might not be.
Oh, I need to.
Photo here. There's more over there if you can't reach in. Might not be overly photo worthy. I might have to do another one, but it sure is going to taste good.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Right. So are these. So what does everybody like to eat with their chicken strips? What do you like to dip them in?
I know that we have a buffalo girl down the end of the hall.
We do have a buffalo girl at the end of the
I
hall.
think if we don't do buffalo,
I've got buffalo sauce up there.
If we don't do buffalo, we're going to be in trouble. But I think like a honey mustard would be really good, or just plain old ranch.
A lot of people do ranch.
How's that look?
Looks great. So let's stick them back in for like 5 minutes just to get them browned on the top.
Tend them or no? Take the tend
Nah.
off.
And we'll check them at that point, see how they're doing.
Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
I'm running out of room here. So how many do we get? 4, 8, 9, 10, 12.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, 4 apiece. Those are good sized tenderloins. So
yeah, big chickens.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna wash my hands.
All right, I'm gonna leave these out because I'll probably need them again. Hey, Steph. She says
Steph.
Honey mustard or barbecue sauce with a little zing.
I actually have
buffalo.
Good. I like Asian zing too.
Oh yeah.
Barbecue is probably my go-to.
It is your go-to.
Oh, I've got some homemade mustard that Steph.
You're gonna use some Malcolm.
Gave us.
Judy Young says, "What is buffalo? Buffalo is buffalo sauce,
like buffalo chicken wing sauce."
Like buffalo chicken wing sauce.
All right, breadcrumbs to the trash, egg down the drain.
Good stuff. Buffalo.
So, excuse me, who all's watching? I heard you say Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
So hi, Judy.
Stephanie. Stephanie says, or hot honey. That would be really
Ooh,
good.
I have some of that.
We do. Yeah.
Nummy.
That would be really good.
All right, so everything's breaded. Take a look at them.
It is. It's a flavor, yeah.
It's hot sauce with butter.
Yeah.
Really is what it is.
Pretty much.
All right. Good pair of tongs.
It's Frank's Red Hot with some butter in it.
I like silicone because they won't slip. That is not anywhere near hot enough.
Alexa, cancel. We don't need to know what the air quality is right now.
I'm gonna get a little plate and scoop out my. It's not hot enough.
Okay.
Wasn't anywhere near hot enough.
You just had to put it on low.
Does anybody remember how we test to see if the oil's done?
We use the back of a wooden spoon.
There you go.
The bottom of the handle of a wooden spoon.
All right, this is going to be altogether hilarious over here because I know this sucker's just going to fall apart.
Your mater?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. She's going to.
Let me see it.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to fall apart, though.
Oh, no, that looks really good, though.
The peel came right off.
Yeah. Oh.
So we're going to set it to the side
Set it over here with me.
so it can cool down.
I'll just put it over here.
Thank you.
Put it out of the
Probably
way.
was just a smidge overdone. So I had the air fryer at 380. And I did it for probably 7 minutes. It probably could have taken 5. All right, we're getting there. It's starting to bubble.
Is it starting to bubble?
Starting to.
It is. Starting to cook the chickens.
Pok, pok.
We're about a minute and a half out on the.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm just letting you know. I wish that wouldn't have gone out, or I wish you would have let me know ahead of time.
Hey, Chili, I'm getting ready to croak.
Yeah. Well, I wish I would have tested it. I mean, obviously, I just haven't
Well,
tested
it does that sometimes, and I mean,
midstream.
it's really not consistent.
I think it did it whenever I moved the cables around.
We are on a budget over
Yeah.
here, so
Hey, if somebody wants to throw some thousands of dollars, I'll upgrade all of our stuff to the latest technology.
I'd be happy to have it.
Yeah.
All right, we're hot enough. I can get some in here.
We're working on webcams from 2019, 2018. Pre-pandemic stuff here, folks.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get about half of them in here. Half plus 1. We want to cook these to 165, so if you need to temp them.
You want to move your phone over?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. That way they can see.
I'll let you do that because I don't have any room to put this down.
There.
You don't want to crowd the pan. You want room in between.
Yeah, now you can see the...
Now you can see what's going on over
Yeah.
here. I'll stand here so you can still see me.
Alexa, cancel.
Okay. You got him.
I got it. I'm ready to rock and roll over here. Oh, man, look at those bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine.
So I don't know if you can see here. I'll just
Not really.
We'll just do this.
Do that.
It's okay.
Pick her up and move them over.
You're gonna probably get the dog too. So there's sweet potatoes, candied.
Uh-huh. With sorghum molasses.
Yeah, and we could let those continue cooking and soak up that syrup, but part of what I love the most is that syrup. Just kind of being gooey. Not really gooey, it's liquidy.
I can see a sugar dog now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Cracker-Crumbs are good.
Mm.
So a couple minutes on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple 3 minutes flip.
Mm-hmm. You temping the yams?
Well, I mostly wanted to poke them. See how done they were, but they're done.
Well,
So-
these over here look really
Mhm.
good.
Well, those just didn't have enough liquid on them.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll eat those.
Okay.
They'll taste just as good.
Not yet.
No, you want the cracker crumbs to be golden brown
Golden brown.
before you flip. And I'm going to do something that you can't do in restaurants and put them right back on the same platter. Same.
Who's scared of salmonella here?
Well, here's the deal. They've got cracker crumbs on them.
Yeah.
And I fried it.
Yeah.
It's not going to pick up anything.
All right.
I mean, if you really want, I can get out another. They need to drain a little bit. That's the point. Before I can put them down on a platter.
I know. Well, we can put some.
I'm gonna put some paper towels down.
Yeah. Yeah, just put a berry or a paper towel. Fold that sucker over. And... All right.
Well, you want the grease to drip
Yeah.
and not pool, because if it pools, it will sog your whatever you're frying.
Okay. Then take the paper towel away.
It's fine.
No.
All right, so you can see they're starting to get real good and golden brown. This one on the edge
If you make them hot enough, they'll kill whatever you put it on.
They're not going to be sitting there longer than the drip dry anyway.
Okay.
This one that's hanging out on the edges.
Hold your paper towel out of the way. Because I've been told.
So if you want to put them back on us for a minute, we can talk about what we've been doing while we're waiting for the end of it to be done.
I've been drinking. I don't know about you.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Have you been drinking your
Yeah, I'm about halfway.
Okay.
So Depression era recipes, published in 1989, still available on online booksellers. Recipes about...
Might even be available via the Google Play Store.
Maybe. There might be a ebook version.
Might be.
So we're doing a variation of a baked chicken, which I'll read to you, and then I'll tell you why I'm doing it this way. Breaded chicken, excuse me. 1 fryer chicken cut up, meaning just the pieces cut apart. 1 egg, cracker crumbs, salt, pepper, a few pieces of butter, and hot water, 1 cup. It says crush the cracker crumbs until fine. Dip each piece of chicken into egg, then into crumbs. So that's your basic dredge. Place in a baking pan, season to taste with salt and pepper, add butter. Pour 1 cup of water into the pan and bake slowly. That would create steam to keep the chicken moist while you bake it. It would also give you soggy chicken.
Yeah.
Which I don't want. So we went this route for that reason. Chicken tenderloins, because it's just much faster. So we're moving a little slowly here.
That's okay. We got plenty of time.
And it's warm. Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
All right.
This half over here of me is...
Yeah, that's why I keep stepping back away from that, because it's
it's
warm.
Bubbling. By the way, the Q ginger beer, wonderful stuff.
It is very...
It is really good.
All right. These little ones are done. I will say the Cracker-Crumbs, as fine as we got them, this is actually working better. It's sticking better than breadcrumbs usually do when I do this. I'm going to let this sit on the edge and finish up here. Yeah, let me not...
Trying to be helpful.
Well, no, you're fine. I was trying not to drape it over the...
I appreciate that.
All right. They can go on that platter now. Ooh, those are hot. You just want them to drip enough of the grease off they don't get soggy. And you will want them to cool.
Yes.
Don't go biting into them.
No. You'll hurt yourself.
Uh-oh. That one had a bald spot.
Uh-oh. Kind of like me.
Oh, this doggy. I'm like dying to eat one of those sweet potatoes.
I'll grab you a fork.
I'm going to.
I'm dying to eat one of those chicken fingers.
I'm sure.
I hope Ronnie Ron's watching, because we got chicken fingers, his favorite food. Maybe he likes stuffed tomatoes. I don't know.
Oh my God, so good.
We got sweet taters that are just look delicious. Absolutely gorgeous.
They are delicious. That
Are they?
sorghum is a completely different flavor.
Yeah. Whoa, there. Ooh, it's a good thing you got your apron on.
Yeah, I get myself.
It looks like it. Like right below the culinary travelers.
So the tongs flipped
I saw.
when they should have flopped.
Yeah, they did.
I was more worried about the dog than anything, to be honest with you. Because she's right under me.
That's what she gets for getting in the way.
Well, yeah, very much so.
Oh, those look so good.
And they smell good too. We're getting there.
So I'm going to get you back on the, what they look like, cooking in the Earl.
Now, this oil, this is probably the third time I've used it, and I will strain it off and pitch it this time.
Really?
Well, probably.
It's looking
I'll
clean.
see how dark it is.
Yeah, look and see how dark it is.
I can usually get 3 or 4 uses out of the same batch of fry oil, depending on what I'm frying. By the time what?
I lost some crackers.
Did you lose some cracker crumbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to be a pretty picture, but it sure is going to taste good.
Well, Cracker-Crumb tastes really good too.
And they have dill in them.
Wow.
Are you still making drinks?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm. I have another one, please.
Of course.
So I have one with my dinner. So let me know if you have any questions. Chili will read them out loud.
Somebody might have to run to the
We don't need any more tonight.
store to buy some more ginger beer.
Almost grabbed 2 of them.
You should have.
The other reason we don't...
Kathy says it looks really good. She says she doesn't fry chicken much anymore, but maybe she should.
You know, I don't either. In fact, I think the only time I've done it in the last 2 years has been on this show.
Yeah. I appreciate it when she does.
And I can't tell you when I've hardly ever... I don't know that I've ever fried a whole chicken. I think part of that's because it's too easy to go find it and eat it elsewhere.
Well, it's too easy to smoke.
It is too easy to smoke. You're right.
That's why you don't fry a whole chicken.
I am so warm.
Well, your glass is a much smaller glass than mine.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Oh, I know, but believe me, I don't mind either. You're just not going to get that much ginger beer.
Okay. Been another couple, well, not even.
You got the same amount of bourbon and lime juice.
You really do want to hit the 165 plus or minus mark. Use a really good thermometer. Don't buy a $5 cheap thing from the WM.
Walmart's.
Yeah. Use a decent thermometer.
Or the Amazon. You have a ThermoWorks?
I am a ThermoWorks girl.
Yep. Here you go.
Thank you.
Try that. You may have to bring it down a little bit, and then I'll add a little bit more.
Okay. Because they'll last longer, number one, but
yeah, they're just more accurate.
And they're accurate, more accurate.
How are those?
They're getting there.
Okay.
They were like 150, but you don't want to chance it on chicken. So
no. Get it to 160 or 165, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, your USDA guidelines say 165 on chicken breast, dark meat 175.
Yeah, you're good within 5.
Yeah, you've got a hair there on either direction.
You've got a window of opportunity. I know it's warm.
I feel like this when I fry squash too.
Yeah, we're Irwin. Yeah, but fried squash though,
it's totally worth it.
Every ounce of sweat that you exude for fried squash is worth it 5 times over.
Yeah, we're good. I knew I was getting close.
It is so yummy. You want a hand?
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
Thank you. I like the silicone tongs because they don't slip.
They give a little too.
A little bit.
Yeah, not much, but they give a little.
Okay, gas is off. Pile the ones that are a little cooler at the end.
So what kind of sauces are we having?
I'm having Killer Hogs barbecue sauce.
Aha. I might try a little bit of that myself.
All right. I don't know if you guys can see them here.
No, just put them over here. Hold on a second. Let me get this out of the way. Let me get this
We killed a camera, so we're maneuvering a wee bit here.
over here.
They're too hot to taste test. I'm so sorry about
They
that.
are.
But they just are.
There you go. Lift them up a little bit so I can see them real well. You like where I put that pan? There we go. Those are some golden brown.
So those are crummy chickens. So we used a combination of Ritz and chicken biscuit crackers. Those are our favorites. Use what you like. I mean, stale bread, stale crackers, not stale crackers if you want, no biggie.
We're gonna have to buy some more chicken and a biscuit crackers.
Eat between this and eating them tonight. Goodness. So we've got a play on a what was it? A breaded chicken that was baked. We fried and did something just a little bit different, but still did the Cracker-Crumb situation. The candied sweet potatoes, which those remind me, you can actually buy like sweet potato. I can't remember what they're called. They're like little medallions of sweet potatoes that have been processed and kind of put back together. I love those things, and I can't find them anymore. Used to be able to get them in the freezer section. That's what that reminds me of.
So what's the difference between a yam and a sweet potato?
Well, technically a yam is very starchy and kind of fibrous and not native to America. However, when you buy sweet potatoes in cans, they're called yams.
Yeah.
And that dates back to the 1800s and marketing.
Okay.
So anything that you buy in the US, unless you know it is the true yam, it is a sweet potato of some sort.
Gotcha. Just was
but
curious.
Good question.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you'll see yams. I mean, canned yams. Yeah.
Well, canned yams and candied yams.
Yeah, exactly. But they're sweet potatoes.
We kind of made a variation on a candied yam with sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And sorghum molasses.
Only healthier because they're fresh, even though we poured a quarter cup of sorghum molasses on top.
Well, it's not got that much sugar in it.
Really isn't. No, compared to some other things that you could be using or eating. I'd much rather eat that or honey than.
Hey, it's got lots of 6% of your potassium in it.
Well, yeah, there are benefits to eating this over
some vitamin
sugar.
C.
Yeah. Oh, my poor breaded tomato that has just wilted because it's so juicy after you roast them. I over roasted, but it's going to taste good.
It will.
The poor thing. It's kind of funny looking at this point.
It's going to slip and slide all over the place. There,
it's cute.
You can go over there if you want.
I'm going to. All right, folks.
There it is. That's the mater.
You can see the skin just kind of peeled right off, but that's okay. Just 2 minutes too long in the air fryer. Whew, it's warm in here with that oven going.
Well, yeah.
This is why I have a convection microwave, because in the summertime I don't like to cook with the oven.
But it doesn't work real well with that camera.
No, I can't use it on air. All right, so there we have it. Depression era food. Look, we're not starving by any stretch. I mean, it's kind of an interesting dive into history.
That was brand new.
And we've got 1 can left.
Yeah, that's not going to last the night. I'm guaranteeing that right now. That bottle will last the night, but not all of it.
Oh, yeah. All right, folks. Too hot to taste test much of it. So we'll let you know how it is. How's that?
Yeah.
Next week, we are headed to, I don't remember what the year is. I know what we're cooking. I want to say it's in the 70s realm still. Really? Yeah. A lot of the vintage cookbooks I have are like the 70s and early 80s era because they're easy still to find. too much farther back than that. Like community cookbooks are hard to find. I've got a
what are we
handful,
eating?
but so what we were planning tonight is not what we ended up doing because the weather was supposed to not cooperate. Next week we're going to do a riff on a beef tenderloin recipe that I found in a country cookbook, community cookbook. We're going to use venison.
Okay.
And we're going to throw it on the smoker before the show starts, so it is finishing up as we're on live
air.
with you guys. Yeah. Broccoli salad,
Mhm.
which is not an uncommon thing around here. I'm pretty sure that's next week. And Russian tea, I think, was on. I don't remember. Somewhere in that
Russian
neighborhood.
tea.
Yeah. I've got like 4 weeks worth planned, so I'm getting things a little
Yeah.
mixed up in my head. But
I don't know what we'll drink. I'll figure something out. It might be more
stay
bourbon.
tuned. We'll let you know.
If it's steak, it's a good chance it might be more bourbon.
That might be. So
Or it might be some Tito's.
I don't. Whatever.
I know.
It's up to you.
I know.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us and traveling back to a not so fun part of American history. But hey, you know what? We have good food, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
It's so hot.